Hey lovely sexy hobby people, welcome to today's video, which is going to be Dungeons and Dragons issue 59. My delivery dropped and we get our final binder with this delivery. But we get issue 59, issue 60, 61 and 62. So, without further ado, we shall get in and have a look at issue 59 and a quick look at the binder. Okay. Hey lovelies. Right, so issue, I've got what it is now, 59. So we got what I think is going to be our final binder. Interestingly, even though the last three binders came with dividers, this one has come blank. Without any, but this is it, our last one. We've seen them before, nothing much exciting in that. So issue 59, looks like we get some character sheets with this. Let's pop the notebook aside. I will just, okay, so it is a slight variation on the last one. Now, Dungeons and Dragons Adventurer, issue 59. Supernatural regions for our red section sage advice, spellcasting. What happens when a location experiences a powerful event that triggers trauma, fear, sorrow, or hatred? When these environs continue to inflict their age-old traumas on the creatures who exist there now, they become haunted regions. Okay. A haunted region used to be a wonderful place, but that was long ago. By the time your party has arrived, a gruesome past has transformed it into a place of sorrow and horror. So, oh, and we get another D100 haunted spell effects, and annoyingly, doesn't look like the hole punch has worked properly. Let's just work our way backwards to see if we can rectify that. So, haunted effects. What do we got? Say 60, 60, 70. A spirit inhabits one character's simple or martial weapon, making it a sentient magic item until the character leaves the region. Oh, that'd be interesting. For 24 hours, a luminous wisp of vapour floats above a corpse or grave in the region. If the wisp is put in a container, a creature holding the receptacle can cast the Revivify spell. See Spell Booklet Part 3. Once, requiring no components and causing the wisp to vanish. Any creature returned to life in this way experiences strange dreams. Interesting. Right, supernatural regions. Whoever said don't sweat the small stuff hasn't visited an infested region. Beware the bug you swat absent-mindedly out of the air or stamp with your boots of elven kind. While most insects remain nothing more than an annoyance, their biomass hugely outweighs that of higher organisms on many worlds. When these creatures migrate in large enough numbers or experience wild population booms through magical manipulation, supernatural growth, or stranger circumstances, they can overrun an entire region, especially if they're led by a magical, intelligent queen, one who remembers when your elven boots crushed her workers. Okay then. And then infested spell effects. Intense buzzing or grinding noises fill the region for the next 24 hours, with the exception of truly cacophonous cacophonous, get it right, cacophonous sounds, creatures can only hear speech and noises that originate within 10 feet of them. The region is choked with wispy webbing which acts as difficult terrain. One random creature in the region must succeed on a DC 16 Constitution saving throw or have the blinded condition. Mob rules. Whenever characters are confronted with horde of horrific monsters or hostile crowd, they can use the mob rules table to keep the action moving during combat. Sometimes during adventures, player characters will face overwhelming odds on the battlefield, not just against a particularly powerful single foe, but also through facing sheer numbers of enemies, whether a horde or vicious goblins, or disturbed nests of fey spiders, or a squadron of hard-bitten mercenaries. When this happens, combat can become rather cumbersome and slow as you roll attacks and damage for each and every foe on the initiative count, with the danger that players' attention may wane during their extended downtime between turns. Fortunately, the D&D rules have a way of avoiding this when handling mob foes. Quite simply, you can forego attack rolls and instead approximate the average number of hits a large gang of enemies will inflict. Here's how. Using an example of 8 orcs surrounding a lone fighter. Step 1, check the monster's attack bonus. For example, an orc has a +5 to hit with its great axe. Step 2, check the target's AC. For example, a fighter in splint armour and holding a shield has an AC of 19. Step 3, subtract Step 1 from Step 2 to determine what the mobbing monsters need to roll on a d20 to hit the target. In this example, they will need to roll a 14 to hit. Check that to hit number on the chart overleaf. In this example, you spend 3 attackers to get a roll of 13, 14. Keep spending attackers until you can't anymore. If you're left with an uneven number of attackers, e.g. spending 6 of 8 orcs leaves 2 with nothing to do, don't roll for them. They don't have the numbers needed to hit, so they miss 2. Mob attacks table, D20. Right. Next, you need to refer to the mob attacks table to see how many creatures there must be with that minimum roll requirement for one attack to hit. So the case of our stabby kobold swarming the AC 15 defender, 1 hit will land for every 2 kobolds attacking. In other words, you can determine that with 4 kobolds ganging up on that 1 defender, 2 will land a blow and 2 will miss. Okay, so it's a law of averages then. If the mob comprises creatures who do different amounts of damage, then you should assume that one who does the most damage hits, while if a creature has multiple attacks with the same attack bonus, then it will hit once with each of those attacks if one of their attacks has a significantly higher or lower bonus to hit than the other attacks. Make a separate attack roll for it. Once the mob has been whittled down to the point where it becomes impossible to hit a character using these rules, then you probably don't need these rules anymore and you can go back to rolling for every attack roll as usual. Okay, so I can see how that works. Rogue features, character creation C. So we get some more info on our rogues. Dodging damage, hitting harder and maxing out their skills are a rogue's stock in trade. Uncanny dodge explained. Sneak attack explained. Hit points and hit dice. Then we have wizard features at 5th level. So 3rd level spells, you've got blink, catnap, fly, haste, and then information on your proficiency bonus and extra hit points and healing. Clerics, hit points and dice, destroy undead. spell casting, domain spells, so nature domain, plant growth, wind wall, trickery domain, blink, dispel magic, knowledge domain, non-detection, speak with dead, war domain, crusader's mantle, spirit guardians, forge domain, elemental weapon, protection from energy, twilight domain, aura of vitality, Leomund's tiny hut. Fighter features at 5th level, more attacks equal more potential damage to those who swing weapons, and fire missiles. So extra attack, which was nice. I've got a fighter. And then we have proficiency bonus, so we can add in some extra points into our proficiency bonuses, which is also good. Encounter, the quick and the dead. In the dwarven citadel Gauntlegrim, the streets are beset with the necromancer Kraesir's undead horde. Although the characters manage to make their way past the enemies flowing through its mithril gate, they now must find a route to the war room of King Bruenor, where he and his High Council have barricaded themselves against the tide of undead. The characters must reach Bruenor and form a plan of attack with him. However, the characters' efforts at organising a parley may be hampered by the fact that Tirka comes as a representative of the Thunderspear Orcs, the very same clan that had attacked Gauntlegrim under Gormak's command and whose warriors have become the zombies now invading the city. Unless the characters can convince the king otherwise, Tirka is still considered a high-value enemy target, and the characters risk ruining their reputation by allying with her. So, beginning the encounter, means of transportation, stealthier route. So you've got D20 rolling chart here for what the incoming creatures are that you might have to deal with. So you've got 4 dwarf skeletons, 1 to 4. 5 to 8 is 3 spectres. 9 to 12 is 1 wraith. 13 to 16, a trapped dwarf commoner trying to get to the vault. And 70 plus is no encounter. And it looks like there's a possibility that you might be able to include a chase scene with your chase complications on a D20. Dwarf skeleton stat blocks. We have stone juggernaut, large construction unaligned. That looks pretty cool actually. And then dwarf commoner. And then we have spectre and wraith stat blocks. And then we have level 5 character sheets for our characters. So we got Crantor Thranax, our dwarf cleric, is she? That's not right. Get it right. Here we go. Cantor Thranax, human rogue, charlatan. And then we've got our cleric, life domain, hill dwarf, acolyte. Then we have our fighter, arcane archer, outlander, wood elf. And then we have our wizard, lightfoot halfling, sage. So that was all of those. Right, so this was our notebook this month. Our notebook last time was red, so it looks like we're going by the colours of the dividers. So the red was for sage advice, and I think this colour is for our encounter. Yeah, I think it's encounter because green is lore and blue is character creation. So anyway, that's what it looked like last time. This is what it looks like today. Our propelling pencil works. So yeah, I mean, again, it's just a plain old propelling pencil, but you know, you can, if you so wish, buy refills for it. It's not going to. I've got 2 leads in there, 2 spare leads in this one. You know, leads are fine. They're probably about 0.75 mil or maybe 0.5 mil propelling pencil leads. But yeah, that's basically our gift with this issue. So hope you enjoyed that, and I will see you in the next video. Alright, take care. Bye bye.